Hey, what's up? It's your friendly YouTuber here. Actually, I'm not very friendly at all, so I'm sorry for saying that. Anyways, today we're going to talk about something that happened a little while back, and it's kind of insane. But at the same time, it's not because I don't know if this was my fault. I don't know if this was my friend's fault. I have no freaking clue. But we're going to talk about the time that me and my friend got set up and we got jumped. So, um, this all starts. I hit him up. I'm like, "Hey, dude, come over. Smoke weed or just do whatever kids do, right?" We're both 18 at this time, and we're both like, "Hey, me, I was selling drugs at this time. Probably shouldn't sell any drugs. I do not condone it. I do not promote selling drugs. Don't ever do it. Don't ever do drugs, kids. So please don't do that." Anyways, let's get right back to the point of the story. Um, so I hit him up. He comes over, and I hit up one guy. I can't talk. Anyways, he used to do free tattoos. He still does free tattoos. This guy was a little bit of a junkie though, so I hung out with him mainly just for a tattoo. I got a tattoo from him, um, and yeah, I got a tattoo from this guy, and I had a bag of coke from one of my cousins. My cousins were selling coke at the time, right? And I never did the coke. I didn't do any of that crap. He said it was really good stuff. I just stashed the coke. I didn't do it at all. And the next night is when we went over to their house, and we went over to this junkie's house, right? He had like 8 people in his freaking house. All of them were junkies getting high. And I was like, okay, well, you know what? I brought a bag of cocaine. If you want it, you can. What mine was is I told him I would give him this bag of the rock if he gave me a free tattoo. So it's kind of like a trade. I said I would give you this if you gave me a tattoo, and he agreed. He was like, okay, come over. And he was like, actually, come over this time because I've actually said I would come over and I would never come over. So this time we did. He had like 8 people in his house, and then there was this one guy. We're just gonna call this guy. Well, what are we gonna call this guy? We're gonna call this guy Jeremy. Okay, Jeremy is wow. Okay, Jeremy is literally. Uh, I don't know. He's a meth head. Okay, Jeremy is a meth head, right? So what he does, and I run out of coke. I start doing it a lot. I start doing the white powder a lot, and at the time, I'm just like, okay, I want more. I need more because I already did a bunch of it. So this guy Jeremy, he comes up to me. He was like, "Hey, dude, we meet each other. Pretty cool dude, but he did a lot of methamphetamine, so I didn't really screw with that." And I was like, "Well, I just want coke." He brought me over to this one guy's house. We're just gonna call this guy Panda. His name is Panda. We're gonna call this guy's name Panda, and he sells a bunch of drugs. And I'm like, okay, how much can I get for? I don't know. I probably spent about $800 on coke that night, which is not all that good. And I'm gonna cough. Sorry, guys. Um, which is not all that good. And we just start doing it and doing it. I'm super coked up at this point. I feel like I'm gonna overdose. At one point, I feel like I did overdose, but at the same time, I'm not really sure. I'm sober off drugs now. Anyways, let's get right back to the point. So this guy, Jeremy, he's like, "Hey, will you come with me to go get my bag back from these people?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's go." So usually we would go over to the drug dealer's house, just me and him, right? Just me and him would go, and my friend would stay at this junkie's house. And, sorry guys, I'm getting distracted. And yeah, he would stay at this junkie's house. well, we would go do some shit. And I swear to God, I was like, hey, can he come too? So that's that, he was like, yeah, he could come too. So, because I was the only one that had a car, right? He was like, well, it's kind of far. I need to go get a car. And I was like, okay, well, I'll drive you there. And yeah, I was like, okay, we'll drive you there. So we get to this person's house, and it's not even a house. It's literally a trailer. This person's house is literally a freaking trailer. And I'm like, well, this is kind of weird now because this isn't even a house. And then there was this one guy in a tent, right? There's this one guy in a tent, right? And there's this big trailer. The guy in the tent, he comes out, says hi to the guy, knows the guy. So I'm like, okay, this is weird. I don't know if I said anything that night. I don't know if I did anything to trigger these people that night. But I swear to God, this motherfucker came at me and just started, obliterating me and my friend. And we start swinging back. And if my friend didn't jump in, who knows? Because, man, that was unexpected. I never knew that was going to happen. But after we start going, bro, it's like it gets crazier. I swear to God, this gets crazier. It cannot get any more crazier than this. And he had like two old people, right? There was an old man and an old woman in the trailer, right? And I'm pretty sure there was somebody else in there. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure there was. I'm not positive. And they come out with a freaking taser, just trying to tase us, and we all run. We just did. I left my car there. We're just out. Like we can't do it anymore. Like bye, bye, like bye, bye. And yeah, that's about it. And then the guy, the meth head, he actually starts coming with my car. Like he had my car keys. I'm like, who the hell gave him my car keys? And I was the stupid one that did it. I gave him my car keys. So he goes back, he gets the car, he stops for us, and we get in the car and we just go. We literally just go. We just did. We're out. And the story doesn't even end here. It gets even crazier. Okay. This is a pretty crazy story, but it gets even crazier. So we go back to this junkie's house, right? I'm doing a little bit more coke, and shit like that. And we tell the guy who does tattoos and his girlfriend at the time, which she's a whore and a hoe and a bitch because she stole everything from him. But yeah, it's actually kind of funny because we told him what happened, that we got jumped. He calls up this guy named Danny. We're gonna call this guy Danny, okay? And Danny's in prison for 7 years now. He got sentenced to 7 years in prison right now. Kind of awkward, kind of weird, but 7 years in freaking prison. This dude didn't care. We're both 18 at this point. This guy's 45 years old, and he's just the most gangster I've ever seen. Like, this dude is a freaking gangster. I do not care what you say about this guy. He will kill you. But if you get him on your side, he's really loyal. He is really loyal if you do that. And I didn't even know this guy. He went to these guys' house and pulled a gun and a knife out on him. He took me home. He said, go to work. Go do what you have to do. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay. I'm going to go do what I have to do now. He was like, yeah, you got to go to work, man. You got to do all that, man. So I take this guy's advice. He was like, did you guys say anything? We were like, no. And so I came with him by myself. And crackhead, methamphetamine head, or whatever you want to call him. I don't necessarily know what you want to call him. But crackhead, meth head, whatever. And he says, I was in his Jeep, and he says, all right, get out of the Jeep. They said they have camera footage of you saying, they said that you had to leave. And we were like, me and my friend were like, I called my friend up and I was like, nah, they never told us to leave. Like, they never told us any of that. And this woman comes out screaming, and she's like, well, we have camera footage. We have camera footage. And I'm like, what the fuck kind of camera footage is in a fucking camper like yours? You fucking crackhead ass, meth head ass motherfuckers living in a trailer. Like, come on. Like, come on now. And it doesn't even end there. It's just really fucking crazy. This is a crazy fucking night. And I'm sorry for cussing so much, but it's such a crazy night. And Danny, the guy, he drops me off at home. I say I'm gonna go to work. I call in. I do not go to work. My friend's still over there with me. But here's what's funny: is I was withdrawing from all of the drugs I've done, and I started seeing hallucinations from the rock. So I was like, oh crap. But what's funny is I had therapy like at 11 a.m. At this time, and I was just withdrawing, and the therapy was drug therapy, which is funny. It was to get sober, and I told my new therapist, actually, she's very pretty. I don't talk to her anymore. I don't have therapy anymore. But when that happened, I did, and yeah. So my old therapist, which I really liked, got replaced. He got replaced by this girl. She was really pretty. She did help a lot. She asked me some questions I didn't even know the answer to, or I couldn't even really explain what it meant. I don't know. She asked me some bizarre questions, and I was like, I think you're the one on drugs, but okay. Anyways, yeah, I start tripping out. I go ahead and text my friend, and I'm like, dude, I'm tripping the freak out. And he was like, oh well, I just looked it up. It's because of all the cocaine you did. You get hallucinations. And I was like, damn, did I really do that much? And at this point, I was just super broke. Like my account was negative. I could not save a penny. Like I could not get a penny. And screw you. I can never get a kill in this game. That is so annoying. But yeah, that's about the end. I get back home, right? And this motherfucker is like, go lay your ass down on the couch and go to sleep. Now, if you've ever been through drug withdrawals, it is almost impossible to sleep when you're withdrawing off drugs. Okay? It is literally impossible. You see smoke, you see hallucinations, and it just wants you to stay awake. And at this point, I'm like, oh, I probably took more melatonin than anybody should have. I probably would have overdosed on melatonin if I took a little more. And I was like, hey, well, can't really do anything about that now. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please go ahead and leave a big, fat thumbs up. And subscribe. Anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video. I know I suck at Rainbow, so don't say anything, please. All right, you guys have a good day. Bye.